All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at Tuesday, the 17th of October. Now I've already posted the Astro Hours on the website, so you should be able to see them there. Now this was yesterday with gold. I said if it comes down, you can go up. Didn't quite come down to the weekly pivot. At the end of the day, though, this was the Astro Hour. You can see here at the Astro Hour, we're at the lows going up in there. And I did say we're probably going to have a breakout, like pushing up or pushing down, depending where the market's going. So this Astro Hour here, market swung down. This Astro Hour here, market went up from the highs, as you can see here as well. Astro Hour, the market just slided downwards. All right, not very, very interesting. At the end of the day, we're looking for places with respect to our technical analysis. So we're still in the middle of nowhere here. But today is an interesting day. And what will be interesting is probably we're going to have some good swing locations at the end of the day, which means that today we should, at an Astro Hour, start something, and then really the market should take it towards the closing. Okay, so today is actually not a bad day at all. It's quite an interesting day. Now with gold, let's take a look. Like I said, with gold, we should come back down a little bit here or even here in order to kind of like go long again. All right. So should the market start to come down, it shouldn't surprise you at all. We should, fill in the gaps here. Now here, as you can see, the high is 1884.95. So the market should come back into at least 1885, and 1885 is down here. So if the market does decide to come down, we should actually break this weekly pivot, and 1885 is going to be around here. All right, so this is going to be a zone, okay, that the market will want to come and like kind of check out. Okay, and that's basically it here. So if we go back up into Astro Hours, we can sell off. Also with gold, remember Monday is a swing day on this one, so we're kind of at the highs here. So any push up is like an opportunity, I think, to sell down, and you should target the weekly, the 1885 going down there, and even, like I said, all the way down into this purple here. So this purple thing we can extend a little bit into there. Okay, and the high of that is 1810. So you can put another target into 1810. It's quite a bit far down, as you can see, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. At the end of the day, though, it should kind of like close that gap, and if it does, then we should really have a good buying opportunity for gold. All right, so that's how it is. So selling the highs to push down is not a bad idea. SP 500. Now with SP 500 as well, remember, this is the sell zone. I did say the market can retrace up to sell off again. I also talked about selling on Monday last week. So the market coming up here is actually an opportunity for us to sell. 60 for the day is 4411. So 4,411 might be a good spot. 4,411 to sell off. This was a target from yesterday, which the market nicely made, as you can see. After the market fell down, this was the zone. This was the zone Astro Hours. The market just nice and easy going up from the weekly pivot. So no dramas there. Just going up at the Astro Hours all the way into those hours in the evening session. So let me just bring this down here to 4,411 on the daily. Okay, it's going to be there. And as you can see on the weekly, we've got a breakout here. So we'll have to just be a little mindful, because once a PST breaks out, it's like, be careful. 63 and 65, like pretty far out. Okay, 4,565 is the closer one. So that's pretty far out, okay? But according to our swing days, okay, because we want to be swinging with SP 500, Monday was a swing day. So taking this as a high and wanting to sell it, I think is not a bad idea. So if you sold yesterday at the highs, I think you would have been okay. And I think you can follow that through as well. Okay, so the market, if it comes back up to retest it, might just do slightly higher. I'd be a seller on SB 500. One thing I did mention beforehand, if you take a look at the daily, is that indecision bar there, and there's a slight gap here, right? This gap here, right, which is just there, right, which is 4,411, and that's 4,411, which are marked there. All right, so just be mindful for that one. But if we're at the tops at Astro hours, especially in the evening session, um, if we're somewhere, because in the evening, when the market is closing, we should come to a decent place where the market can swing off. So tonight is like actually interesting, the closing hours. So we should end up somewhere really sweet. So going into that is not a bad idea. So if the market does come up, selling down is not a bad idea. It might take us all the way into that lower end of things. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Same with the euro dollar. Let's see. Let's open this up a little bit. Now with the euro dollar, as you know, we've got levels down here, which I'm enthusiastic to go for. So with the euro dollar selling when the market is high is what we're doing, what we have been doing for ages and ages and ages. So we're constantly selling in this direction, and we still have room to come down. Okay, so going back into these lines is what we want to do. I talked about this 38 level yesterday, 0580, and 0580 is still up there. It's a little bit up there. Okay, we could still test that. If it goes up there, I'd be a seller at Astro hours. Okay, just need to be mindful about this little gap here, but this is definitely, I think, in my opinion anyway, worth selling if it gets up there. Euro dollar, the swing day is not today, and it was not yesterday as well, so be mindful for that swing day. The thing is on the daily, if you take a look on the daily here, okay, so we're probably going through some sideways moves a little bit, but if we hit up, it's good to sell it off and push down in there, because that's the impulse wave, okay, and that's your flag formation here. So if it's up there, selling is the better option, as you can see. All right, let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. All right, this is Dow Jones. This is okay. This is nice. This is what we were expecting, the blue zone here. So I did mention the market can come up here. There's a bit of a gap here as well. So if it actually pops up a little bit more, we don't mind. Okay, we don't mind at all, actually. That's that. One more thing you can do is this little line here. Okay, so if you've taken technical analysis from me, you can just do that. This is a good buy kiss zone there. All right, so all you got to do is, if it comes up here as well, it's not a bad spot to be setting off here at a good buy kiss. So that's fine there. On the weekly, let's just take a look at the weekly. That's the zone there, pretty much in. Okay, so we might just do one slight move higher, but if it does, we want to be sellers. All right, as you know, this is what we want to be doing with the Dow Jones. If the market comes up, we want to be selling. This was a buy zone. Now that we're in a sell zone, so we're going to be going the other way. This is the blue zone. I said the market will break above this level here, and that's normal. not just because there's stops here, but on top of that, there's gap here as well, right? So we want to fill that out. So this zone, 37 from 34,200 or 190, let's say, you're in that sell zone there, okay? We can move this. I talked about a breakout yesterday as well. As you can see, this is your breakout zone. The market breaks out, goes into the evening as the astrological hours. So not a problem at all. These were targets as well. And those targets, as you can see, were done. Okay. So now we just left this last stretch, last leg, okay? And this will be like an A, B, C kind of move. So selling the tops is not a bad idea. On the weekly, I don't really have a level except this 55, 34,625, which is far out. But 34,625, at the end of the day, it's a bit far out, okay? But if it does do it, that's definitely a sell level there. Okay, so 34625 is definitely a sell level if it does something crazy. Sometimes the market does something crazy and it's fine. Okay, it's just need to be on top of it. If it does something like crazy to go up there, that's definitely a sell level. Okay, just so that you know. And the swing day for Dow Jones, as you know, is Monday, Tuesday. So that's Monday. So today we could possibly do the same high. Slightly higher would be better. So we can actually tap into that daily zone if you're trading Dow Jones, just tapping in there and just boom, coming down. Okay, but it's not a bad zone. This is not a bad zone. Slightly higher is on the cards. Selling is the way. Nasdaq. Let's take a look at Nasdaq on the daily chart first of all. Now, indices are all going together. Nasdaq's swing day, as you know, is Monday, and also the other 2 days I've noted on the members area. Remember, this zone's a sell zone, so market dipping down, going up, selling again is the way to go. Slightly zone here. Okay, we could still tap up a little bit, not a problem. On the weekly, there's a bit of room to go. Maybe we're going to breach this 9. That's 15,306. Let me just check the daily. 15,306, 65, 15,477, 306. Okay, so 306 will probably breach. Okay, 15. This was a zone yesterday where the market had support if you went long. Okay, so it would have been around here. Okay, 125, I think it was. In any case, the lows here and the market went up into the Astro hours. So if you traded it, you would have been well off. Now today, on the daily, that zone at the top, it's something we're going to have to pay attention to. It's a bit far out, but 15,477, we'll just put it on the cards. It's a sell zone, 15,477, which is about here. All right, so we could make one more move up, 15,477. Okay, if it does, this zone is going to be a kill zone. Monday was a swing day here, so maybe it'll do it on the next swing day. So the market might push up a little bit before selling off again. If I narrow this down a little bit, you'll be able to see, well, maybe you will. It's a 15-minute chart, so yeah, it might not go back that far. But 15,477 is going to be in there. Okay, so going up a little bit is also okay, but this zone I think is also good to sell. So if we find ourselves inside this zone, all right, this zone Wait for the swing days because there's a bit of a gap here. So if we go back up again where they sold off, this zone is also okay to sell at Astro hours because you see they sold nicely. Okay, same here. So they sold nicely. Here they swept out the stops, sold off. So selling is not a bad idea either here on this occasion. Okay. Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin made a huge move yesterday. Okay, we had this blue zone earlier on, as you can see. So this is a bit of a surprise push up here, as you can see on the weekly. If I take a look, it's a bit of a, yeah, it is a bit of a big push up. So I'm not quite sure what to make of this one. Okay, but at the end of the day, we'll have to now wait and see a little bit. It still doesn't guarantee that the market's going up. At the end of the day, this on the long term still requires a bit of a pullback. So we'll see how things pan out. I'm still not in favor of starting a long trend with Bitcoin until until next year spring. So until then, I think we still have room to come down. I wouldn't be too excited about it. As you can see, this is also a swing day zone, so the market might find its way swinging down from the highs as well. Okay, so I'm not that excited about the market doing a big push up here as well. So we'll have to wait and see if you like. Other than that, I've got nothing much to say on this. I still say we should hit the 20 zone again. Okay, and we should be down in the 20s. So if you're doing day trading, obviously it's a different ball game. If you're doing day trading, if the market goes up again, I think you can still sell again. Okay, but where I'd wait to see. Okay, because the market's pretty much done these, and on the weekly it could go anywhere. So on Bitcoin, if you're day trading it, just wait to see what happens. I talked about these levels before, so the market pretty much made them there as a big push up. If you waited for the Astro hours anyway, as you can see, the Astro hours ended up there, and then market sizzled down. So with Bitcoin, I'd wait. Okay, just let it go. Let's see. Let's have the market calm down a little bit. Okay, maybe maybe wait for the swing days and see how things pan out.